Your phone buzzes. You look. Nothing important. You look again 10 minutes later anyway. You tell yourself it's boredom. It's habit. Maybe it's just a bad phone addiction, like everyone says. But the real answer is far stranger. The urge you feel is not new. It is not even yours. It belongs to a brain built 200,000 years ago, in a body that never once saw a screen. Your brain doesn't know what a phone is. It never learned. What it knows is something older and simpler. Information about your surroundings might keep you alive. And that single rule, carved into you by evolution, is being pulled and stretched and fired off 40 times an hour by a black rectangle in your pocket. Here's where it starts. For most of human history, you lived in a small group. Maybe 30 people. Maybe 60. Everyone you would ever meet, you already knew. In that world, information wasn't entertainment. It was survival equipment. A rustle in the grass might be wind. It might be a leopard. The humans who checked, who turned their head toward the unknown sound, lived longer than the ones who didn't. Anthropologist Sarah Blaffer-Hrdy has spent decades studying this exact wiring. Her research on early human social groups shows that constant environmental monitoring wasn't anxiety. It was the price of admission to staying alive. The brain that ignored a strange sound got edited out of the gene pool. The brain that flinched toward it got to have children. You are descended entirely from flinchers. So a switch got built into you. Psychologists later gave it a name. The orienting response. It's automatic. It's fast. It happens before you decide anything. A sudden movement, a sharp sound, a flash of light at the edge of your vision, and your attention snaps toward it whether you want it to or not. Now here's the twist nobody tells you. Your phone is not competing with your willpower. It's hijacking a reflex that predates language itself. Every notification is engineered, whether its designers admit it or not, to look exactly like the kind of unpredictable environmental signal your ancestors' brains evolved to chase. A ping? A flash? A red dot? Your prefrontal cortex, the slow, reasoning part of your brain, doesn't even get a vote. The orienting response fires first. You're already reaching for the phone before the thought, "Should I check this?" has finished forming. But there's a second mechanism at work, and this one is even older and stranger than the first. In the 1950s, a psychologist named B.F. Skinner ran an experiment with pigeons that quietly explains almost everything about modern phone behavior. He built a box with a lever. Sometimes pressing the lever gave the pigeon food. Sometimes it gave nothing. The schedule was random. Pigeons on a fixed reward, food every single time, pressed the lever occasionally, whenever they were hungry. Reasonable, predictable. But the pigeons on the random schedule, the ones who never knew if this press would be the one that paid off, pressed the lever obsessively, over and over. Far more than the pigeons who always got fed. Skinner called this a variable ratio reinforcement schedule, and it produces the single most persistent, hardest to extinguish behavior pattern known in behavioral psychology. Sound familiar? Your phone runs on a variable ratio schedule. Sometimes you check it and there's nothing. Sometimes there's a message that makes you feel seen. Sometimes there's a like, a comment, a small jolt of social proof that you matter to someone. You never know which pull of the lever will pay out. So you keep pulling. You're not weak-willed. You're a pigeon in a box built by people who read the same research you're hearing right now and used it on purpose. There's a third piece, and this is the one that goes closest to the bone. Humans are not built to survive alone. For nearly the entire span of human existence, being separated from your group meant death. No exceptions. Anthropologist Robin Dunbar's research into primate social bonding suggests humans evolved an entire cognitive system just for tracking relationships, roughly capable of managing about 150 meaningful social connections. That number wasn't arbitrary. It was the size of a survivable band. Your brain still runs that ancient tracking system today. It still asks, quietly, constantly, where do I stand with my people? Am I still in? Did I miss something? Every text, every social feed, every read receipt taps directly into that 150-person radar. Checking your phone doesn't feel like idle curiosity. It feels like checking whether the tribe still wants you. Because to the oldest part of your brain, that's exactly what it is. Put these three things together, and the picture changes completely. The orienting response makes every notification feel urgent. The variable reward schedule makes checking compulsive. And the ancient social radar makes the outcome feel like it matters to your survival. None of this was designed into you by accident, and increasingly, none of it is being triggered by accident either. Researcher Natasha Dow-Schill, who studied compulsive engagement in slot machine design for over a decade, found that the most effective gambling machines aren't the ones with the biggest jackpots. They're the ones that keep players in what she calls the machine zone, a state of continuous, low-grade anticipation where the next pull always feels almost worth it. She later noted that the same design principles, uncertain rewards, minimal friction, constant availability, had migrated almost exactly into the apps living on your home screen. You were not built for this environment. You were built for a savanna, a small band, and rare, meaningful bursts of new information. You are now living inside an environment engineered to fire the exact same ancient circuits hundreds of times a day, every day, forever. Here's the part worth sitting with. None of this means you're broken. It means you're running exactly as designed, in a world your design never anticipated. The leopard in the grass is gone, but your brain still turns its head every single time something rustles. So tonight, when your phone buzzes on the nightstand and your hand moves before your mind catches up, you'll know what's actually happening. It isn't weakness. It's 200,000 years of survival wiring, meeting a machine built to imitate the sound of danger, the taste of reward, and the whisper of your tribe, checking whether you're still one of them. Your phone buzzes. You look. And now you know exactly why.